One thing that is currently absent from the Star Wars sequel trilogy so far is Rey, Finn, and Poe working together as a team, something that will be a part of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is currently very much hard at work on directing the final installment of the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself that will bring new adventures for the characters of Rey, Poe, Finn, Kylo, you name it. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, one of which has all to do with a major piece of the third act of Star Wars Episode 9. Specifically, descriptions of Rey protecting Finn and Poe Dameron outside of a large base. She is using her lightsaber and fighting and attacking some of Kylo's new elite stormtroopers. They have bulky armor. Finn and Poe are on the ground and appear to be injured and shocked with Rey using the lightsaber in front of them. In the distance, a large battle is taking place between the First Order and the Resistance. Dozens of ships are described as flying over the surface of this rocky world, crashing and exploding in mid-air. Kylo's ship is seen coming to Rey, Finn, and Poe's location, as Rey is still defending her friends. Poe and Finn decide to hide and take cover behind some rubble. The next describes Rey eventually defeating all of Kylo's elite troopers, with 5 of them now dead on the floor, as Kylo's shuttle begins to land in front of her, with him and his knights walking down the ramp and confronting Rey in a standoff. It's now 7-1, and it's described that the dialogue exchanged between Kylo and Rey is an argument. Finn and Poe are calling for backup discreetly and tell them their location. A large resistance ship comes in by surprise, destroying Kylo's shuttle, with him and the knights scrambling for cover. Eventually, a pair of new TIE fighter designs come in and support Kylo and his knights and take out the large resistance ship. So I really wanted to go over a couple of parts about this within the third act of Episode 9. This to me sounds like the major battle that we have been hearing about for so very long now, these past couple of months or so, and I believe that this is taking place on whatever planet is the location of the First Order headquarters that is of course led by Supreme Leader Ren, portrayed by Adam Driver. Now, the first thing that I do want to go over is, of course, the elite stormtroopers of Kylo Ren. Now, we've been hearing a little bit more about them. They are essentially pretty much decked out in black and red armor, and their helmets apparently appear to actually look just like Kylo Ren's helmet from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So she's going up against them. It seems like it's going to be a parallel to the fight that we got between Rey and the Praetorian Guards in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, with that being said, the other thing that really does intrigue me is, of course, how Poe and Finn are described as being injured. Exactly how did they get injured, and exactly, what happened to them that led them to such a situation here where Rey has to protect her friends from the elite stormtroopers of Kylo Ren. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over is, of course, in the distance, there are large, battles taking place between the First Order and the Resistance. And we actually do get to learn a little bit more about the new TIE fighter designs in Episode 9. They will actually be a part of the third act of Episode 9. So here's the thing, we do know that JJ and crew are actually bringing back tons of new ship designs in Episode 9, so he's going to be more creative in a sense with this movie. Instead of latching on to the traditional TIE fighters and X-Wings, we're going to be getting new ship designs by the Resistance and, of course, the First Order in this film. Now, the other thing here is, of course, the destruction of Kylo Ren's shuttle. Now, as iconic as that shuttle really is in the sequel trilogy, at least to me, it's really gonna kind of be upsetting to see this shuttle go away once and for all, because this shuttle now apparently holds Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren, with the ramp going down, with the Knights eventually confronting Rey in a standoff, where it's basically a 7-1 situation here, where you pretty much have little to no hope for the character of Rey. Now, this also lines directly up with the major scene that Daisy Ridley is actually set to film this month of December, where she will actually be going up against the Knights of Ren. We heard about this big battle between Rey, the Knights, and Kylo Ren observing the battle in the distance. This also lines directly up with this sequence, in which it actually has a lot of fire and pyrotechnics being used in the movie, because the shuttle will actually explode, and the actual First Order TIE fighters will come in to protect Kylo Ren and his knights, taking out this new large resistance ship. So what new ship is this? Is it a cruiser? Is it a new type of ship that actually is able to provide a lot of support just over the surface of a certain planet? It could very well be like a parallel to that scene that we saw in Attack of the Clones on Geonosis, where all of the ships come in with Yoda on board, pretty much protecting everybody. So the other thing that I do want to go over is how Kylo Ren and his knights, alright, are actually going to be a part in the third act of the movie. Now, this seems like it's going to be a scenario where the knights do get to live it out throughout a majority of the movie, until they eventually and are able to confront the character of Rey. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.